Hey heroes, welcome in. We are your hosts for hire. I am Kyle Cage. This is Lucas Rand. We are back to ponder the question, what if, once again. We got episode 6, which was the Old West 1872 episode. I was stoked on it personally.
Yeah, this episode was really cool. We didn't get to do it yesterday. We had a little technical difficulties. So today we're going to be coming out with 2 for you guys. But before we get into any of that, please like, share, subscribe at Hosts4Hire podcast on YouTube. That's Host4 with the number 4, Hire podcast on YouTube. We are trying to hit that 1,000. And with your guys' help, we can get there as like 3 years sooner than we thought we were ever going to be able to hit 1,000 people. So
yeah, we appreciate you guys getting us to 500 already.
Absolutely.
We appreciate any of the superheroes that we have. As of right now, I believe it is just Vera and Leo, which are your parents. But
it should be Tiago as well.
Tiago as well, your brother. Okay, they are our superheroes. So shout out to them for being our patrons and becoming superheroes on our Patreon.
Yeah, so if you guys want to join the superhero team, want to become an Avenger yourself, go to our Patreon. We're dropping out new stuff there, like blooper reels, just like exclusive content. Really anything you guys want to see on Patreon is what we're going to be trying to post.
Sure.
Absolutely. But yeah, dude, let's get into this episode. This episode was dope. I know, first of all, that you were going to love it because it's a period piece.
Yeah, you know me. You know, I love anything Old West. I love anything Victorian era London, stuff like that.
And see, I'm usually the opposite, but this episode I really enjoyed. I love Old West shit too. I'm a big fan.
It's hard to not love.
Yeah, and then in this one, true facts. In this one, I thought it was really cool though because like, unlike the classic like sharpshooter, the sharpshooter was the sidekick, and like the main character was Shang-Chi, and that was really, really cool. That was like a cool like flip on the dynamic of the Old West.
Right off the bat, the way that they have like his call, the way that they ring the bell 10
times, dude, that was sick.
That
was so sick that it kind of brushed through one of my gripes, which was where the fuck was his rings?
Yeah.
But like the 10 rings of the bell was so dope that it just like, I was like, nice.
And at the end, so cool. I don't know if you noticed at the end in that last fight, there was there were rings that were happening in the background that were like, as they were losing those 10 rings, they were bolstering him. Each ring was bolstering his power.
I didn't.
He was like, he was about to lose. And then each ring, kind of skipping to the end there, one of my notes I had was that without Uatu's interference, saving the Iron Fist kid, they all die. They all die at that moment. Where that kid comes. Yeah, like
so Uatu is meddling a lot.
Yeah, in most universes that have that, that are in that timeline, that's the end of their story. Is right there. The hood wins. You know,
I'm really interested at what they're gonna do at the finale or at the culmination of this because it's. In the last episode, Uatu's like gotten in trouble for like how much he's meddling, right? When he saves Ironheart. And then in this one, he does it again. I wasn't expecting him to just like back to back. So like now it seems like almost like he's addicted to interfering. Like he's gotten a taste of what it can feel like to make a difference other than just watching like these horrible events. And he's like almost like addicted to making a difference. Cause like in the Ironheart episode, he turns his back almost as if like, if I watch, I'm going to interfere.
And then he does anyway.
And then does anyway.
It's too much.
And then in this episode, you can almost see him being like, like, no, but yes.
Then he does
like,
it.
No,
then he just does it.
And then he just does it. You know, like he's having like an internal battle. So I'm really interested to see what this is going to culminate to, like
especially with today's episode being called "What If the Watcher Disappeared?"
So I'm really curious on what that's going to be all about.
Yeah, we'll get into that. I also want to point out I really enjoyed that U.S. agent was in this. That Wyatt Russell was in this. At the very beginning, the guy that is looking for the hood. That they come and that they fight.
Whoa!
That's Wyatt Russell. Yeah, that was U.S. agent. Yeah,
I did not put that together. Am I an idiot? That's awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was a really cool little cameo, a little US Agent
Nice. I
cameo.
did not notice that.
He was the lawman looking for the hood that
Duh.
they end up
That's
fighting.
great.
Which
I
in that
actually like
scene,
that.
oh my god, the okay. First off, the animation of Shang-Chi's fighting in this episode, incredible. Right
Dude,
off
when
the
he
bat,
punches her foot, like the flat of her foot, and he like punches it, that was so cool, bro.
so subtle and so
Yeah.
dope. But what I also really loved was Kate Bishop's shooting style, the way
Yeah,
she
dude,
had the
that.
two guns, and but not only that, if you notice halfway through that scene, she runs out of bullets and grabs other
Yep.
people's guns.
Grabs other people's
Like,
guns out of the air.
yeah, out
Yeah.
of the air, and the way she
Yeah.
shoots in front and behind her without looking in
Sick
that
as
scene,
fuck, dude.
so sick.
Yeah.
I made a note of that. Like, her gunplay was so dope.
Super
Like,
peak.
exactly how a Hawkeye should be.
Yeah,
There were a
100%.
few things that I really wish I would have seen, that we would have gotten to see. One of them was seeing an old man Hawkeye, seeing a
Yeah. Oh, that
Hawkeye
would have
that
been cool.
trained her.
That trained her.
You
That would have
know,
been really, really cool.
that would have been really cool. That was
Like
something I
blind
really
and
was
deaf
missing.
old man Hawkeye
Yes,
or something.
exactly.
That
No,
would have
that's
been
exactly
super
what I
cool.
was picturing. Yep, you know exactly right. That's
That would have
exactly
been
right.
super cool.
Yep.
100%. One of
Yep.
my gripes was actually they mentioned that there's Stark Tech hammer, like Stark hammer and cross tech. That was
I
really
also
cool.
have that down.
I liked that they like mentioned that. My confusion is I would have liked to see at least a scene of how these like geniuses subbing hammer
Yeah.
from like our MCU were able to make that level of technology in 1860. They just kind of like have like a flotational train
Yeah,
like in
that was
1960,
like
and
a
it's like
straight up
blowing
like
everyone's
arc
minds. You know,
an
like
arc
everyone's like,
reactor
"Whoa,
train. Yeah.
like, what is this? How is this possible?" So,
Yeah.
as the viewer, it would have been cool to kind of get an insight as to how that was possible, other than just
Mhm.
kind of like a.
There were a few things with the insight, specifically with like the hood and like what that artifact actually is and does, would have been a little bit
Yeah,
cooler.
like the hood itself.
Yes,
Yeah,
and I did like the way that they kind of had it be like a mythical, like
it
kind
just
of
like floated away in the night
and it's
type shit.
also like a mythological object, you know, like something that people, a ghost story,
Yeah,
almost.
right.
You know
Yeah,
what I
but
mean?
I wonder, is the hood's hood? Is that kind of like Doctor Strange's cloak, where it's like a power item?
The, it as far as I know, that's what gives the hood his
Interesting. I
powers.
didn't know that. The Hood's
Yeah,
like a real obscure character.
yeah.
I've only heard of him in Marvel Contest of
MCOC.
Champions, the
Yep.
fucking mobile game. The only
Yep.
time I've ever heard of that character.
Which I
Uh,
actually did write down and thought of. I thought that they did the fighting that he did. That the way that they had him fight was very similar to the combos that he has and specials he
that's really
has
interesting,
in
actually.
Marvel
Yeah,
Contest
yeah.
of Champions, which again is also my only
I will say
comparison I have
another
to it.
gripe of mine was that like the whole his sister being the
Xia
Hood.
Ling, yeah.
That you guys tell me if that surprised you. Like to me, that surprised nobody. Like that was like a reveal that wasn't revealed to anyone. Like it was very
Like
clear to me that that's who it was.
the moment that they said, "Oh, was never heard of," she
Yeah,
disappeared
no, right.
mysteriously and was never heard of. I was like, "Oh,
She defeated him. I was like, oh, she became the Hood.
the Hood." Yeah, I was like,
That was
okay.
instantaneously confirmed to me when they were going tit for tat on like the kung fu and the like
Yep.
fighting. I was like, oh, it's his sister. Like, there's
Yeah.
no way other than it being his sister.
Yep.
Especially because, like you said, from MCOC, I know Hood is a dude who with like guns. You know, he's got like guns. He goes invisible. He
He's
kind of
got, like,
uses
spirit
trickery.
guns,
Yeah, he like uses
yeah.
trickery more than like physical. And like
Yeah.
they were just
He's like
going at it. I was like,
but
oh,
he's also like a mystical character. Like, you
yeah.
know what I mean? Not like.
So I'm really curious because I heard that we're getting the Hood as a villain in Ironheart,
So
the TV show. So I'm really curious as to what this is going to be.
Of the Hood in a way that's not, you know, canonical.
But it'd be a good idea because, like, you and I, we hadn't heard of the Hood other than through a mobile game. So, like, imagine the masses. You know, like your average fan of the MCU probably have no idea who he is. So this is a really smart way to like intro a character, and then be like later on he's coming back type shit.
I agree. Another really interesting thing that I thought while I was watching was that with the quote at the end with that kid's got some iron fists on.
Yeah.
At first I was like, oh, cool, a nice little nod, and I looked him up because I was curious, and that's an actual character that was in a What If.
Yeah, like it's a
Iron,
Wild West.
It's a Wild West Iron Fist. Yeah.
So dope. Such a little cool detail, bro. By the way.
The more I thought about it, the more I thought I really do hope that they bring this kid into the main campaign.
MCU.
Yeah, just because
Be
I don't want Danny Rand, because then it incentivizes them to hire Finn Jones again.
Unfortunately,
so
I think it's already happened.
I refuse. All right, I don't care what they announce. I don't care what they say until I see it. I refuse to believe it. And even then, hashtag not my Iron Fist.
See, that's the thing. I agree with you where I don't want Finn Jones because he really rubbed me the wrong way on the Netflix show. But I do want Danny Rand.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I just want.
I do want Danny Rand.
I want a cool Iron Fist. I don't care who it is.
Yeah. Or like Lin Liu, who's like the sword master who eventually becomes Iron Fist. But you kind of need Danny Rand first.
Yeah.
You know, in order to like go to those other ones. But yeah, hey, you guys, tell us how you felt about this episode. What were your favorite parts? What were some of the things that you thought they could have done better? If you agree that they, should have talked more about Stark and Cross and Hammer, or
Just,
if you think
showed them, I think would have been cool.
Yeah, I would like to see like a Western Tony,
or seeing an OG Hawkeye. Let us
know. Honestly, I think that one's better. I'd prefer that over the explanation to the tech. Like,
just
seeing an old man Hawkeye would have been sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know what you guys think, and please like, share, subscribe on YouTube. Remember, we're trying to get to that 1K, and you guys can help us get there. So we thank you so much, and we will see you guys soon, actually, when we do another recording for episode 7.
7, yep.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we'll see you guys there.
We'll once again ponder the question, what if? So come ponder with us.
Yeah, peace.